When it comes to feelings of romantic interest, most people don't always come out and say exactly what's on their mind. Instead, emotions tend to show themselves through small, consistent actions and subtle behaviors. These little signs, when looked at closely, can tell you a lot about how two people feel about each other. Whether it's through body language, the way someone talks to you, or how often they try to stay in touch, attraction has a way of revealing itself without words. And when the feelings are mutual, these signs often appear on both sides in a natural, unspoken rhythm. The early stages of any connection can be filled with curiosity, excitement, and sometimes even confusion. You might find yourself wondering if the other person feels the same way, or questioning if the bond you're feeling is real. That's when paying attention to these quiet clues becomes especially valuable. While everyone expresses interest a little differently, there are certain behaviors that show up again and again when two people like each other. These behaviors aren't dramatic or over the top. In fact, they're often easy to overlook. But when they happen regularly and genuinely, they paint a clear picture of growing affection. These signs are rooted in human nature. Eye contact, body language, tone of voice, and even the way people communicate all play a role in revealing deeper emotions. None of these behaviors come with a label or warning sign. They just happen. But when you start to notice them happening often, especially in both people, it's usually a strong indicator that there's more than just casual interest. Mutual liking has a special kind of energy. It creates a feeling of comfort, ease, and attention that stands out from other relationships. What makes these signs so interesting is that they're often felt before they're understood. You might catch yourself smiling more, wanting to talk to the person for no particular reason, or remembering the smallest things they said. At the same time, you may notice them doing the same. These moments are subtle but powerful. They show that the connection is developing naturally, without pressure or force. That's what makes them so authentic. In this guide, we're going to explore 7 clear signs that show you both like each other. Each sign highlights a unique aspect of how emotional attraction works, how people communicate interest, how they express care, and how they respond when feelings start to deepen. While no single sign is a guarantee on its own, seeing several of these play out consistently between two people is often a strong indication that something meaningful is unfolding. Whether you're in the early stages of something new or just curious about the energy between you and someone else, these signs can help you better understand where you stand. They offer a window into the unspoken language of connection, making it easier to recognize when the feelings you have might just be mutual. 1. Frequent eye contact. Frequent eye contact is often considered one of the most powerful nonverbal cues when it comes to mutual attraction. It serves as a silent form of communication that can convey interest, curiosity, and emotional connection between two people. When two individuals like each other, their eyes tend to meet more often and linger longer than what would typically occur in casual interactions. This type of eye contact creates a sense of intimacy and trust, as it signals openness and attentiveness. It allows each person to feel seen and acknowledged, which naturally strengthens the bond developing between them. Eye contact in such scenarios is usually not forced or awkward. Instead, it flows naturally, becoming more frequent and comfortable over time. It often happens without either person consciously realizing it. There's a magnetic pull that draws their eyes together, and the connection is felt rather than spoken. The act of looking into someone's eyes has a physiological effect as well. It can cause the release of chemicals like oxytocin, which is associated with bonding and emotional closeness. This makes eye contact a reinforcing experience, making people want to do it more as they enjoy each other's presence. Another interesting aspect of frequent eye contact is that it reflects a genuine interest in the other person. When someone consistently looks into your eyes while you're speaking, it indicates that they are actively listening and engaged. This kind of attentiveness is rare in everyday conversations, which makes it more noticeable and meaningful when it happens with someone you like. It shows that the person is not only attracted, but also emotionally invested in what you have to say. Over time, frequent eye contact helps build a deeper emotional connection. It creates a safe space where both people feel valued and understood. It is subtle, yet incredibly powerful in signaling mutual affection. While words can be misinterpreted or hidden, eyes often reveal the truth. In many cases, frequent and lingering eye contact can say more than any conversation ever could. 2. Smiling a lot around each other. Smiling a lot around each other is a strong and natural indicator of mutual attraction and emotional comfort. When two people like each other, their faces tend to light up in each other's presence, often without them even realizing it. This kind of smiling is effortless and genuine, often described as a reflection of inner joy. It's not just a polite or social smile, it's a deeper expression that signals happiness, excitement, and a strong emotional connection. These smiles tend to linger longer, appear more frequently, and happen even during the smallest, most ordinary moments. The presence of constant smiling shows that both individuals enjoy each other's company and feel at ease. It creates a warm and welcoming atmosphere that encourages closeness. When someone smiles often around another person, it indicates they are genuinely happy to be around them. This kind of smiling also reinforces the bond, making both people feel appreciated and emotionally safe. It becomes a shared behavior that deepens connection and builds trust without needing to say a single word. This type of smiling is often contagious. One person's smile naturally invites a smile from the other, creating a loop of positive emotion and shared energy. It builds a rhythm of interaction where both people feed off each other's presence in a light and affectionate way. It's also a way of signaling mutual approval. Through these unspoken cues, both people are constantly reassuring each other that they are seen, liked, and valued. Another key aspect is that smiling a lot around each other can help lower emotional defenses. It softens the atmosphere, reduces stress, and opens the door for deeper connection. It signals that both individuals are not only physically attracted, but also emotionally drawn to one another. The smiles are a sign that being with the other person brings a sense of joy, comfort, and belonging. Over time, this shared happiness becomes a foundation for something more meaningful. Smiling a lot isn't just about being polite or friendly. It's a clear reflection of mutual affection and growing emotional closeness. Finding excuses to touch or be close. Finding excuses to touch or be close is a clear and often subconscious sign that two people share a mutual attraction. Physical proximity becomes more frequent and intentional when there are feelings involved. This behavior is not random. It's a way of closing the physical distance that usually exists between people who are just acquaintances. When someone likes another person, they tend to gravitate toward them physically, often looking for subtle and socially acceptable reasons to initiate contact or remain nearby. These small touches or moments of closeness are usually gentle, brief, and seemingly casual. However, they carry a deeper emotional significance. They create moments of connection that are felt more strongly than words. Whether it's a light brush of the hand or simply standing or sitting closer than usual, these actions reflect a desire to maintain a physical presence in the other person's space. It's a way of building intimacy without directly expressing emotions. Being close to someone physically also allows both individuals to observe and connect more deeply. It makes interactions feel more personal and exclusive, as if the rest of the world momentarily fades away. This closeness builds a sense of comfort and familiarity, making each person feel more secure and emotionally safe around the other. It shows a level of trust and acceptance that goes beyond verbal communication. Another important aspect is that these moments often happen without planning. The desire to be near the other person becomes instinctive, not calculated. It's a natural response to emotional attraction, and the comfort it brings reinforces the behavior. Both people may begin to notice that they're often drawn into the same physical space, standing or sitting closer than they would with others. Over time, these subtle actions become a meaningful part of their connection. Overall, finding excuses to touch or be close reflects a strong desire to bond on both emotional and physical levels. It's a nonverbal way of expressing affection and interest, and it plays a major role in deepening the connection between two people who genuinely like each other. Texting or calling regularly without reason. Texting or calling regularly without reason is a strong sign that two people are emotionally invested in each other. It shows a consistent desire to stay connected, even when there's nothing urgent or important to say. This kind of communication goes beyond practicality and becomes more about maintaining a presence in each other's lives. When two people like each other, they naturally look for ways to bridge the gaps between in-person interactions, and regular texts or calls become a comfortable and familiar way to do that. These conversations are often casual, spontaneous, and frequent. They might start with something simple or random, but the real intention behind them is to keep the connection alive. It's not about the topic being discussed. It's about the comfort of knowing the other person is just a message or call away. This ongoing communication creates a steady rhythm of interaction that feels reassuring and emotionally fulfilling. When there's mutual interest, both people will initiate contact, respond quickly, and keep the conversation going. This back and forth creates a sense of consistency and mutual effort, which is essential in building trust and emotional closeness. The regular exchange of messages or calls becomes a way of saying, "I'm thinking about you," even without actually saying it. It reflects a need to be part of each other's day, no matter how busy or uneventful it might be. This behavior also shows that the relationship is becoming a part of their routine. It starts to feel natural to reach out, to share little things, or to check in without needing a reason. The absence of a specific agenda makes the communication feel more genuine and emotionally driven. It's not about needing something, it's about wanting to connect. Overall, texting or calling regularly without reason is a subtle but powerful indicator of mutual affection. It represents emotional availability, genuine interest, and a growing attachment that thrives on constant connection. It's one of the clearest signs that both people enjoy each other's presence and want to stay close, even from a distance. 5. Jealousy in a playful or subtle way. Jealousy in a playful or subtle way is a clear indicator that feelings are involved and that both individuals care about each other on a deeper level. This type of jealousy doesn't come from possessiveness or insecurity, but rather from a genuine emotional attachment. It shows up in small, often light-hearted ways when one person feels slightly threatened or uncomfortable at the thought of someone else getting too close to the person they like. The reactions are usually not serious or confrontational, but more teasing, humorous, or even unspoken. This form of jealousy is often easy to recognize in tone, body language, or slight changes in behavior. It can be seen in how someone reacts when their crush talks about someone else, gets attention from others, or spends time with someone they don't know well. The response is usually subtle, maybe a playful comment, a sudden change in energy, or a small shift in focus to draw attention back. It's not about control. It's more about quietly expressing that the bond they share matters and that they don't want to lose that closeness. Playful jealousy can also serve as a way to test boundaries or gauge interest. When someone gets just a little jealous and expresses it in a light, non-threatening way, they're often looking for reassurance or signs of mutual feelings. If the other person responds with comfort, laughter, or reciprocation, It strengthens the emotional connection and builds trust. It becomes a shared moment that brings both people closer. This kind of behavior also signals emotional investment. People don't get jealous over someone they're indifferent to. The presence of even the slightest jealousy means that the feelings go beyond friendship and that there's a strong desire to be emotionally prioritized. It's a reflection of care, interest, and growing attachment expressed in a way that's not meant to cause discomfort or tension. In short, playful or subtle jealousy is a quiet yet meaningful sign that someone values the connection deeply. It shows they're paying attention, that they care, and that they want to feel special to the person they like, all without needing to say it out loud. 6. Remembering small details about each other. Remembering small details about each other is a strong sign of mutual interest and emotional involvement. When two people genuinely like each other, they tend to pay close attention to what the other person says, even if it seems insignificant at the time. These small pieces of information, like favorite foods, random preferences, important dates, or even casual stories, are remembered not because they're remarkable, but because the person sharing them is important. This attentiveness shows care, effort, and a real desire to understand and connect more deeply. This kind of memory goes beyond normal politeness or basic friendliness. It reflects emotional presence, where both people are not just hearing each other, but truly listening. It means they're mentally and emotionally engaged during conversations and storing those little details because they genuinely matter. It's a subtle way of saying, I care about you enough to remember this. The act of recalling these details later on adds even more value to the connection. Whether it's bringing something up at the right moment, asking a follow-up question days later, or making a small gesture based on what the other person shared, it creates a strong emotional impact. It communicates that the bond is meaningful and that their words were not forgotten or brushed aside. That kind of validation naturally brings people closer and builds a sense of emotional safety. It also works both ways. When both individuals consistently remember things about each other, it shows that the feelings are mutual. It creates a feedback loop of affection and attentiveness, making the relationship feel more balanced and emotionally fulfilling. It deepens trust and shows that each person is truly invested in the other's world. Overall, remembering small details is a subtle but powerful indicator of mutual affection. It doesn't require big gestures or dramatic declarations. It's quiet, consistent, and deeply meaningful. It reflects the kind of emotional connection that grows naturally when two people genuinely care for and value each other, wanting to spend more time together. Wanting to spend more time together is one of the clearest and most natural signs that two people genuinely like each other. When feelings are mutual, both individuals find comfort, joy, and excitement in each other's presence, and they actively seek out opportunities to be together. This desire isn't forced or planned for appearances. It comes from a place of emotional connection and growing attachment. Whether it's a quick meetup, a long conversation, or just being around each other in silence, the time spent together becomes something both look forward to. This behavior often shows up in the little things, extending hangouts, finding reasons to run errands together, or simply being available when the other person is free. The time shared doesn't have to be filled with activity. Sometimes just being in the same space is enough. The important part is the feeling of closeness it creates. When people like each other, they feel a kind of ease and happiness that makes even ordinary moments feel special. Mutual interest naturally leads to prioritizing each other. As the bond strengthens, both individuals start making space in their lives to include the other. This could mean rearranging schedules, turning down other plans, or showing up without needing a reason. It's a subtle way of showing, you matter to me, and it becomes more and more consistent as feelings grow. Spending time together also helps deepen the emotional connection. It builds shared memories, increases understanding, and fosters a stronger sense of trust. The more time spent together, the more comfortable and emotionally open both people become. It's in these moments that bonds solidify and chemistry becomes more visible, even without any direct confessions. In essence, wanting to be around each other is not just about physical presence. It reflects emotional alignment, mutual appreciation, and a desire to grow closer. It's a powerful indicator that the connection is real and meaningful. Over time, this desire to spend time together becomes a core part of the relationship, showing that both people value not only each other's company, but each other's presence in their lives.